Strength Clinic and my personal fitness philosophy revolves around the idea that the benefits of fitness, looking great, performing at a high level, and just feeling good, that should be a regular part of your life. Your physical conditions should not vary from year to year and should remain relatively stable throughout your life. Now, I know people struggle with this. The fact is, many people overcomplicate this and make it way harder than it should be. The purpose of this video is for me to help you take a step back. Let's look at the big picture and figure out how you can take some simple steps to get your fitness on autopilot so you're leading the life you should be. All of these 30-day transformations that pop up in your social media feed are great, but I want to talk to you about the next 3 or 4 or more decades of your life. I want this video to be a catalyst for you. You see, I've been living this for 30 years now, and I know others that have lived it even longer. We're not doing anything complicated or special, but we have internalized some ideas that you probably haven't. So with that in mind, I present you the Ironclad Rules of Strength Clinic, a practical approach to fitness throughout a lifetime. Whether you're 16 and still in high school, 5 years out of college working your first job, in your early 40s and raising a family, or trying to make the most out of your life in your 70s, these rules can be embraced by anyone and help you rapidly get your fitness on autopilot and keep it there so you can lead your best life. So to recap, these Ironclad rules are for everybody, but they're especially for you. So let's get started. Ironclad rule number 1, protect your strength. I want you to internalize the idea that strength is your most critical physical attribute. It's the ability of your muscles to produce force that governs every single movement you do, from picking up a pencil to walking upstairs, carrying groceries, picking up a child. Everything you do requires strength. It's because of this that when you think of exercise or fitness in general, developing and maintaining physical strength should rank number 1 and be your highest priority. Remember, we're talking about pushing you towards a lifetime of fitness. That means strength training should take precedence over anything else that comes to mind when you think of fitness. Like yoga, Pilates, kickboxing, spin, running, walking, cycling, swimming, you name it. These all represent incomplete strength building solutions. Now, I need you to hold on and just stay with me here for a second because this is important. Yoga can make you stronger, but it's going to have limits. In other words, yoga was never intended to maximize physical strength. The same can be said for cycling or running or what have you. I'm not saying not to do these activities, but we need to be honest and recognize that they should supplement strength training, not replace it, because the development and maintenance of strength is the most important thing you can do for your body. Only strength training will fully optimize the force-producing structures within your body. I'm talking about your muscles. Protecting strength means you're fully aware that the best version of you is also the strongest version of you. Even the research and medical community has really undersold the importance of strength and muscle, but that is slowly starting to change. Muscle is now recognized as an endocrine organ, much like your thyroid gland, as capable of releasing chemical messengers, in essence, muscle tissue hormones that affect distant organs and things going on in your body that you wouldn't think muscle has anything to do with, but it does. These substances support the immune system. They have an anti-inflammatory effect on the body. They increase insulin sensitivity, regulate glucose metabolism, help facilitate the reduction of fat tissue. And by the way, this is all based on new research. We're just beginning to see the real importance of maintaining strength and muscle mass throughout a lifetime. In fact, a team of North American researchers were so convinced of the health benefits of muscle tissue, they've recommended healthcare practitioners view muscle mass measurements with the same importance as other vital signs like heart rate, blood pressure, weight, and temperature. They came to this conclusion after reviewing 140 research studies linking muscle mass to varying health outcomes. Now, if you understand muscle's role as an endocrine organ, this should make more sense that research has shown a link between muscle mass and surviving breast cancer, muscle mass and the severity of Alzheimer's, and higher survival rates for patients in intensive care, as well as less risk of complications both before and after surgery. So the emerging story is this: protect your strength via strength training means so much more than improving your tennis game or how you look in a swimsuit, although it helps those too. But it really is a gateway to disease prevention and what we're all really after, a better quality of life. Protect your strength. That is the Ironclad rule number 1 of Strength Clinic. And that leads us right to Ironclad rule number 2, strength train with intensity. There are varying ideas on the mechanism behind strength and muscle development, but one way we know for sure works is to train with a high degree of intensity. Now, this is something I learned from experience some 30 years ago in our high school weight room, but it was just intuitive to me and something I learned right away that my strength development and results tracked accordingly with my effort. And I have to say, I respected that. There was and is no mystery. The problem people have is they don't share my experience and therefore need to learn that in order for the body to get stronger or make a positive adaptation, it has to be stressed just a little bit beyond its current level of strength. That means if you're always using 5 or 10-pound dumbbells at home, chances are your body has become accustomed to the level of resistance and is no longer challenged. And if it's no longer challenged, the body sees no reason whatsoever to adapt and become stronger. So training with intensity is the fundamental concept you need to embrace if you want to optimize your strength and receive all the benefits we just discussed. When our intensity is correct and we give our bodies enough time and the right nutrition to recover and rebuild, we will objectively see our strength improve from workout to workout. Of course, at some point our strength will top out, but training with intensity is still needed because at this point you're trying to maintain what you've worked so hard to build. At this point, I like to say maintenance is progress. So training with intensity is something you can learn, and it's something you need to learn. If up until this point you've never strength trained with intensity, or you've always done lower intensity weights or cardio type workouts or classes, then training at a high intensity is going to be a challenge, but if you embrace it, you will be rewarded. Training with intensity is also super time efficient, which means most workouts can be done in just 15 or 20 minutes, and there's not a single person alive that cannot fit that into their schedule. Strength training with intensity. That is Ironclad rule number 2 of Strength Clinic. Ironclad rule number 3, respect your joints. These Ironclad rules are about practical fitness. And if your fitness program isn't really designed for the long haul, then it's anything but practical. It's helpful to recognize the human body for the machine that it is. And just like any other machine, parts can and do wear out over time. You probably know from experience that an 8 or 10-year-old car requires more attention than a 1-year-old car. Well, in many ways, your personal machine, your body, is the same. An average 20-year-old body has substantially less wear and tear than an average 50-year-old. You know, 30, 40, 50 years or more of accumulated wear and tear needs to be accounted for when looking at what you're asking your body to do while exercising. This is especially true, just like the car, if you've had some joint injuries along the way or have a genetic predisposition to certain problems. It's for these reasons exercise selection and performance matters. How you do the exercise matters. But just like many healthcare practitioners have underappreciated the role of muscle, many in the fitness industry underappreciate the risk they present to many of their clients. You know, there's a great book called Framework for the Knee, a 6-step plan for preventing injury and ending pain. And it was written by an orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Nicholas Denubli, and it sheds some light on the problem. He says, an overzealous personal trainer that's getting paid to produce results may push you with a lot of squats and lunges. These exercises are great for building your legs and your butt, but they apply tremendous force under kneecaps that may have weakened with age. There's nothing necessarily wrong with those programs if you have healthy knees, but kneecap wear is one of the most common problems I see in my practice, and most problems are very preventable with proper workout design. Now, this proper workout design he's talking about can be tricky to navigate, as I said before, because some people have bodily proportions that will predispose them to certain injuries. But it should be obvious that certain exercises, especially explosive ones, present a greater degree of risk across the board. And you need to be in tune with your body enough to know when you need to modify an exercise or back off completely. Exercise is a stimulus. One result is strength improvement, but the stimulus can also be the kind that just aggravates an existing injury or even creates one. While all this varies from person to person, your takeaway from Ironclad rule number 3 should be your workout should not aggravate your joints, and if it does, you need to immediately stop, find out what's going on, and not continue to push yourself into further injury. The famous workout platitude, no pain, no gain, does not apply to joint pain. And to get back to our car analogy, even Arnold Schwarzenegger has recently become more outspoken on the importance of joint care. He says, the knees are like a tire. When the tire lasts up to 30,000 miles, you have to decide how to use them. Do you want to use them up in 1 year, or do you want to use them over a period of 10 years? It's the same thing with your joints. That is why respecting your joints is Ironclad rule number 3 of Strength Clinic. And that brings us to Ironclad rule number 4, systematize, create, and follow systems. If you examine the lives of people that always seem to be in great condition, you'll find a number of systems that help keep their fitness lifestyle on autopilot. If you're in it for the long haul, you'll need systems because they'll push you towards a healthier lifestyle, whether you're motivated or not. And look, everyone loves good motivation, me as much as the next person, and the right motivation or motivational talk can be extremely effective at a particular moment in time. But the Ironclad rules are all about a practical fitness approach that will work for a lifetime. Let me expand on what I mean here. If exercise has not been a regular part of your life, if you haven't done it for years, Ironclad rule number 4 is all about consciously implementing systems into your life that will continually move the needle in the right direction towards a healthier, fitter you. Now, when I talk about systems, what I'm talking about are a set of actions that can be both big and small, but when taken together, create the big picture of a lifestyle that constantly reinforces your fitness. A system could be as simple as setting an alarm in the evening to help you get to bed on time. Rather than staying up an extra hour at night and being exhausted the next day, here's a system that's easy to implement that can change your life. Or a system could be penciling in your strength training session on your calendar so you give it the priority it deserves. Or you could implement a system to always eat a piece of fruit on your way home from work so you take the edge off your hunger and don't eat everything in sight as you prepare a good dinner. If your fitness is ever going to be on autopilot, you need to have systems in place. And once they're in place long enough, they transform into habits, and ultimately, you build that fitness lifestyle. In fact, I put it like this: systems lead to habits that create a lifestyle. If you think about it, everything that you could label a success in your life has had a foundation of systems operating to make it happen. If you graduate from college or law school or medical school, systems were in place to move you forward, keep you on track, and provide the skills for a lifetime. The same goes with law enforcement, healthcare, the military. Both Fortune 500 companies and successful small businesses all use systems to automate the accomplishment of goals. I want you to start thinking in terms of systems when it comes to your health and fitness. Goals are helpful and necessary, but they typically have an endpoint. Systems, on the other hand, continually push you in the direction, so you pick off goals along the way, but never veer from the much bigger picture, a fit and healthy lifestyle. That is why Ironclad rule number 4 is to systematize, create, and follow systems. And that brings us to Ironclad rule number 5, which could be considered a system, but it's of such importance it deserves its own Ironclad rule, and that is to keep records. You've probably heard the saying, you can't manage what you don't measure. If your goal is to manage a fit lifestyle, I think there are 2 areas good record keeping will serve you over the course of a lifetime. The first one should be your workout card. Your workout card helps keep track of your strength training workouts. A good workout card, spreadsheet, or phone app will have a list of the exercises you're doing, the amount of resistance you're using with each exercise, how many reps you're doing, or what your time under load is, as well as any particular notes or machine settings. When you record exactly what you're doing in each workout, it makes training so much more rewarding because you can see your progress. Your workout card will show you where you're at currently with each exercise and also serve as a reminder of how far you've come. This is especially true if you have significant body fat to lose. With excess body fat, it's harder to see that muscle growth, but your workout card will reveal it. You'll see your numbers go up, which will serve you well until it becomes more obvious in the mirror as the fat pounds come off. It's also helpful to look back on workouts or particular exercises you've done in the past to compare and contrast to where you're currently at. Now, the second record I encourage you to keep as part of Ironclad rule number 5 is to record and track your average weekly body weight. Getting an accurate picture of your body weight is important regardless of whether you're trying to lose weight, maintain weight, or gain weight for some. If you're not regularly recording your weight, it's much easier for you to lose track or get distracted, and the next thing you know, your weight has wildly fluctuated. You need the weekly average number because daily weight fluctuations can vary as much as 3 to 5%. A weekly average is much better and gives you a much more accurate picture of your weight. You can see if you're trending up or down or remain the same. And trust me, doing this regularly will subtly influence your behavior and help push you in the direction of your overall fit lifestyle. That's why Ironclad rule number 5 of Strength Clinic is to keep records. The next Ironclad rule is a big one that I think you need to be aware of, and that's the importance of your attitude towards training. This goes for both before and after workout, but also during your workout. Ironclad rule number 6 is to be stoic. So what's that mean to be stoic? It means you don't complain, you don't moan, you don't cry about your workout. We've already talked about the importance of intensity in your workout. Intensity is needed to create the stimulus that leads to strength adaptations. The byproduct of its intensity is discomfort. It hurts. But what hurts you even more in the big picture is not strength training. And complaining about your workout creates a neural network within the brain that makes it harder to do your workout. That's just how the brain works. It's malleable and efficient, and complaining structures the brain to make more complaining easier. And you're not going to progress in a negative environment. Not only that, but research from Stanford University shows that complaining leads to shrinking of the area of your brain responsible for problem solving and releasing the stress hormone cortisol. None of this is good for your workout, your fitness, making positive physical adaptations, or your health. So with regards to your workout, you simply need to accept it for what it is, a few minutes of discomfort. I teach people to get in the right frame of mind before they start, but also to move from exercise to exercise without reinforcing the negativity. You're gonna be breathing hard, you might even mumble some words under your breath, fine, but keep the real drama out of your workout. And you need to be mindful about how you describe your workout to others. You're not dying. Look, I joke all the time about workouts, but there's a difference between joking about it and reinforcing negative thoughts that will later influence your behavior. Let me be really clear here. The reason people can't get into the groove of working out and maintaining it is because they've conditioned their brains to avoid it. You stay in shape by safeguarding what's going on up here. What you think and reinforce matters. So practice stoicism. Move from exercise to exercise smoothly, don't complain, and protect your mind from negative self-talk when it comes to your workout. Be stoic. That is Ironclad rule number 6. Ironclad rule number 7 picks up where Ironclad rule number 6 leaves off, and that is to keep a relaxed focus. Keeping a relaxed focus is about maintaining perspective and keeping balance in your life. Working out and staying fit is not an end of itself. It's just what enables you to get the most out of life. Because of this, I recommend striving to maintain a relaxed focus. So let's break that down. You need to remain relaxed about your fitness program. Stressing out over it or obsessing about every minute detail, trust me, is not the approach of someone in for the long haul. The same goes for trying to convert everyone to your workout or diet philosophy. You'll do far better by leading by example than by arguing about it, especially over the internet. Personally, I'll make recommendations, I'll clarify a few things if needed, but then I'll move on. When you know what you're doing is effective, there's no need to carry on and on about it, so be relaxed. But by the same token, you also need to be focused. You can't be so relaxed that you skip workouts or blow things off all the time. That's why I say you need a relaxed focus. The focus is about getting the details right and making sure you stay on top of it. As I mentioned before, systems will help automate this part, but embracing this attitude of a relaxed focus will make things easier for you and keep the right balance in your life. That is why keeping a relaxed focus is Ironclad rule number 7. The 8th and final Ironclad rule is to be active. I list this as the final Ironclad rule because I think it's important to lead an active life. Now, strength training will provide you the major fitness benefits, and as I said before, should be the foundation of your fitness program, not the supplement. But being active and doing other things will help elevate your mood and just make you feel better. Plus, these activities can be fun, a means to interact with friends, and get you away from technology and computer screens. The key to being active is to find an activity that you enjoy, and this is going to be different for everybody. For me, it's cycling. There's no doubt a stress-relieving benefit I get from it, but for you, it might be yoga or rowing or hiking or tennis. It could be a lot of things. It's up to you to find out what you can get the most enjoyment from. One big caveat though, we talked earlier about respecting your joints. You need to keep this in mind with the activities you pursue. If your activity is causing you knee or hip pain or creating other issues, you need to pay attention to that and find out what's going on. You also need to fully account for any risk inherent in the activity and determine if it's worth it. But overall, getting out and being active provides a lot of benefit. It makes you feel better, you burn some calories, and you get to socialize with others. It's for these reasons being active is Ironclad rule number 8 of Strength Clinic. So So there you have it, the Ironclad rules of Strength Clinic. There's a lot of ways to get in shape and pursue fitness in your life. My intention with the Ironclad rules was to lay out my fitness philosophy, which revolves around not only getting in shape now or say over the next 6 weeks, but more importantly, the practical steps you can take to make sure you're still in shape 6 months from now, 6 years from now, or even 26 years from now. If you embrace these rules, internalize them, they'll soon become part of who you are, and the fitness aspect of your life will be on autopilot. And let me tell you, that's a great place to be. If you've liked this video, please share it. And if you're in Orlando and want to start a practical fitness program that can last a lifetime, follow the link below and we'll speak soon. I'm Patrick Diver. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.